Hi everybody, welcome to Noodle Journey. Today's review will be focusing on a very popular Malaysian product. This is MyKuali's Penang White Curry. I'm very excited to try this because a lot of people have publicly stated that this is the best pack of instant noodles on the market. David Chang, who you may know from Momofuku Noodles, apparently once said that this was his #1 instant noodle in the world. Hans the Ramen Raider also really loves this stuff, and other various publications have ranked it as #1 on their lists. So of course I had to seek it out and try it for myself. And seek it out I did, because this was not super easy to get at first. I know my main audience is American, and so I try to review noodles that are purchasable by folks in the USA. As far as I can tell, the only reliable way to get these online right now is to order them from a third-party seller on Amazon. I got this variety from a seller called Wow Smarty, and it ran me $14.99 for a bundle of 2 4-packs, and it took forever to get in stock. And then just a few weeks ago, I walked into my favorite Asian grocery store for an unrelated purchase, and lo and behold, they had a ton of different flavors from MyKuali just out of the blue, including this one marked at $3.99 for a 4-pack. So I basically paid a 100% markup for these for twice as much as I needed. So if this ends up being exceptional and you're in the USA and want to try this, those seem to be your only options at the time of this recording. Third-party Amazon or Asian market. So yeah, I'm stuck with 8 packs of this. So I really hope this is good, because after this review, I've got 7 more taking up valuable space. So what is Penang White Curry? Because obviously that is not a white broth in the image. I looked this up. Depending on who you believe, Penang curry originates from either Thailand or the Isle of Penang, naturally, off the coast of Malaysia. It's a spicy curry, usually mixed with coconut milk or broth, flavored with lots of aromatics, and sometimes it uses peanuts in the curry paste. And what about the white part, you may ask? Well, from what I can find, it's called white curry simply because the base in a white curry is generally a seafood base without any red or green chilies. And of course, once some other ingredients go in, boom, this white curry is decidedly red. But it's still called white curry for the purposes of this dish because that's the base of it. If I got any of that wrong and you know better, please correct me. It's just what I could find with a quick Google search. So with all that out of the way, let's check out the packaging. So here is the nutrition information. You may or may not be able to see that sodium is not listed on there. It is, however, on the import label for the 4-pack, and I double-checked it. It is very high, 3,060 milligrams, or 133% of your USDA daily allowance in this tiny little package. That is a high amount of sodium relative to the product weight. So do not order this or eat this if you have sodium issues. Inside the package, we have a block of wheat noodles that also contain tapioca starch, salt, and palm oil. And these are extremely fragile. Every single pack that I touched seems to have a bunch of loose noodles in them, plus this separation that happened when I opened it. And we have 3 packets. This dark blob is the white curry paste. And the packaging doesn't list all the individual spices in here, so I can't speak to those yet until I taste it. But it does also contain garlic, onion, chili pepper, shrimp paste, and some other fish-derived seasoning. Then the soup sachet contains some sugar, MSG, and more seafood-derived seasoning. And finally, this is a nondescript, non-dairy creamer. There's no mention of peanut or even coconut, which I was kind of hoping for given the descriptions of Penang curry that I found online. I guess it might still be in here, just not listed. So we'll find out. And so let's get this cooked and reviewed. While the noodles are cooking, the instructions say to put the paste, soup powder, and creamer into a bowl. So let's get all that done. Definitely smells like curry paste. Quite a bit of seafood flavoring in that one for sure. And then the creamer smells like absolutely nothing. All right, let me grab the noodles. So the instructions only call for 350 milliliters of water, and it does look like the noodles suck some of that up. So this is not a huge portion by any stretch of the imagination. While I'm stirring this, let me talk quickly about other people's reviews of this. So before I buy noodles or film a review, I like to look at what other people say about a product, just so I know what to expect or watch out for, or, to call out idiots when they're objectively wrong about something. I read the Amazon reviews for this, and you would think based on them that no two people are tasting the same thing. It's ridiculously spicy. It's not spicy. It's super fishy. It's not fishy. It's this, it's that. Then I noticed on the Ramen Raiders website that apparently MyKuali has changed the formula of this product multiple times over the last 9 years or so. Like, sometimes a couple times a year. So what I taste today is not how the reviewers on Amazon tasted it at that time, if it was, say, 2 years ago. And what I taste today will not taste like the next iteration of this product either. It's kind of cool, but a little frustrating if you want to know what you're about to eat. Apparently some noodle companies do this frequently because they want their products to be perfect. It's pretty interesting, but also, what if they stumble onto a formula that you really love and then tweak it again to where it's not what you loved anymore? Like, you might never taste that product again, right? Deep thoughts. Anyway, if this recipe changes again in a couple years, I guess it'll be time for a re-review. Okay. Quite a bit of stirring. It looks like the paste is pretty much dissolved. There's some little chunks in here, but Yep, I think they're not supposed to dissolve. Might be a peanut, we'll find out. So let's see how this actually tastes. Nope, definitely not peanut. I am not sure what that is. All right, wow. Excellent noodles. They might look a little thin, and certainly they were very fragile in the packaging, but they come out really good. Springy, yet firm. Really a great chew. But I think I wish this was a little bigger portion. I wish there were more of them. So 9 out of 10 for the noodles. If I graded on quantity, I would have to deduct points, but the quality is really good. Now let's talk about spiciness, because hot damn is it spicy. It seems like from those older reviews I mentioned that this has changed spice levels a couple times. This is not mild at all. It is super hot. Like, my lips are on fire, my throat is burning, my digestive tract is going to regret this later level of hot. This is a 7 out of 10 for sure. That chili pepper in here is no joke. And I also think I taste some black pepper in here as well. So speaking of tastes, how does this taste? It's complex. It's delicious, but there's a lot to discuss. The curry spices are the main flavor here, along with a healthy dose of salt. And I think we're all likely to single out different things in a curry paste, but for me the most obvious flavor is something a little sweet, probably cinnamon, maybe star anise, followed by more earthy notes from what I think is black pepper and cumin. I really hate cumin as a spice on its own, and it's a sign of a really good curry mixture when I know cumin is there but the other spices are working with it. I know from reading recipes that Penang curry typically has some form of lime in it, but I don't really taste any lime in here. There's also a tinge of sweetness from the shrimp and fish in the paste, but not a lot. It's not very fishy or shrimpy at all, not to me anyway. One Amazon reviewer complained that this smelled like rotten fish, and no, not one bit. Maybe a previous recipe, maybe they were being dramatic, or maybe, their olfactory sense works differently than mine. Whatever the reason, the fishy, shrimpy finish is not here for me. I could smell the fish powder in the soup packet when I opened it, but I think the curry paste flavor is beating any hints of seafood into submission. I actually would have liked a little more fish flavor and a little less curry flavor in here. What else? There's also a little taste of garlic here and there, and I don't know what that little bit that I ate at the beginning was, floating around in the broth. But I do love the overall texture of the broth. It's super rich and creamy. A nice amount of oil that you can see on top here, and a nice thickness. But, so remember how back at the beginning I mentioned that Penang curry sometimes has peanuts in it or some kind of peanut flavor? Not that I'm detecting here. Not to toot my own horn, I'm usually good at detecting flavors, so if it is in here, it's overpowered by the other ingredients, which disappoints me a little bit. So overall, while I was hoping for more fish flavor, this is still pretty darn good. But I don't think it's quite the knockout that it's been hyped up to be, at least not this version of the recipe. The curry flavor is strong and tasty, but it is a bit overpowering compared to the other ingredients. And I don't usually say this because I have a high tolerance for salt and spice from doing this channel, but I do think this is just a little too salty and spicy for me as well. But I will get used to the spice as I eat the noodles, which, remember, are great, 9 out of 10. And I like the flavor of this overall. So putting it all together, I think this is worth an 8 out of 10. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I wish I could go back in time and try MyKuali's other versions of this recipe, because I would really like to know what's changed over time. Like, did this used to be more seafood forward? Was it less spicy? Did it ever have peanuts or lime flavor? I'll never know. What I do know is that if you love spicy curry and are at least a slight fan of seafood, you should try this. Just watch out for the salt and the spice. The noodles are awesome, the curry flavor is potent and complex, but the spice level is no joke, so only the most spice tolerant should apply here. Is it the best instant noodle in the world? Not to me, but it's pretty good. Now that I know my local Asian grocer stocks MyKuali products, I will make sure to try some of their other stuff someday. And if I find out that this recipe has changed again in the future, I will make some time to revisit this white curry if I can find it. In the meantime, please comment and let me know if you've tried this, or any version of this, and what you think. Or we can talk about your favorite curry in the comments too. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you can continue on this noodle journey with me.